it should be back on now. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, continuing on. Woody Gilbertson on the Archaludon, Dragonite, Primarina, Annihilate, Glimora, and King Gambit, while Lucy on the Indeedee female, Glade, Hisuian Braviary, Hatterene, Crabominable, and the Ursaluna. Which is going to be an interesting bring for all of these players, because like, Lucy's team is most definitely a Trick Room team from her. She wants to have that Trick Room up ASAP, but there is a bit of discrepancy here with Hisuian Braviary, because, well, it has... Wait. Hold on a minute. I actually need to look this up, because I don't know if this is actually correct. Alright, both these players are locked into battle, and we're going to get set for game number 1 here, coming up shortly. Okay. Alright, we are getting set for game number 1 here between Woody Gilbertson and Lucy Parker here. And for game number 1, we're going to see this from Woody's perspective. Lucy is going to go ahead and lead that Indeedee and Hatterene classical lead with Woody on the Glimora and the Archaludon. And so with this lead, it screams Trick Room, as it always should, because, well, the point of a Trick Room team is to set a Trick Room. If you don't set a Trick Room, you unfortunately lose the game. And I think with this lead from Lucy, she should be able to at least get Trick Room up. And it's just going to depend on what the sweepers are in the back, because if the sweepers aren't good enough to take out both Glimora, Archaludon, the rest of Woody's team, then we might be in a world of trouble. Glimora does threaten the Hatterene with a Sludge Bomb. Oh wait, it's Sludge Wave actually. Hatterene going to protect, so Indeedee is going to have to set Trick Room here. Should it at least get it off. It is Sludge Wave actually, so Sludge Wave is going to hit everyone. It would have been super effective on the Hatterene, but unfortunately it protected. It doesn't affect the Archaludon because of the steel typing that it has. Good damage on the Indeedee. Where does this Electro Shot go? It is the Power Herbert Archaludon once again. If this Electro Shot lands onto the Indeedee, then Lucy's in a big world of trouble because Trick Room's not going to be able to go up in this turn. It went into the Hatterene, unfortunately, meaning I believe Lucy's going to have a free turn to go for that Trick Room. And yes, it is Trick Room going up for Lucy. So now she's in a great position, in terms of speed, because you can expanding force plus dazzling gleam from each of these Pokemon. Well, not exactly from the Indeedee, but Hatterene can go for dazzling gleam. It can also go for expanding force. Indeedee can just click Psychic as well into the Glimora. And that's pretty much the best thing you can ask for if you're Lucy, because, well, if you're Lucy, the thing is, you have damage. Can you win 4 turns is what the better question should be asked. And if you can, you pretty much are in prime position to knock out all of Woody's Pokemon, because there is okay, first off, here's Expanding Force. It is Psychic Terrain boosted. It will put the Glimora down the Focus Sash. It will be a lot of damage taken to the Archaludon. Okay, it's a critical hit to the Glimora as well. So that down goes to the Focus Sash. There's Indeedee going for the Psychic, doubling into the Glimora to make sure it doesn't get a Nerf Power off, or a Sludge Wave for the matter. But Hatterene's pretty open to a Flash Cannon if you are Woody and you get that off. It is Flash Cannon. It will target the Hatterene, and at +1 special attack, of course, it cannot take it. And because it can't take it, now Woody's going to have to rely on their anti-Trick Room Pokemon, which look to be pretty good right now between the King Gambit and the Dragonite, as they're both relatively bulky. You see the Dragonite with the Assault Vest. It also packs multi-scale, so it will take special hits very, very well. Lucy she's gonna set out that Braviary. And this is the Hisuian Braviary, so it's a special attacker with that Psychic type. In comes Dragonite, and I believe I know where the Terra is going to fall into the Braviary, because a little fact, Expanding Force works on grounded Pokemon, and Braviary is not a grounded Pokemon with that flying type. But if you can Terra into that Psychic type that it has, it will be touching the ground and it will be boosting the Expanding Force damage. And then it just goes down to what this Indeedee does, because, well, with the Assault Vest and the multi-skill, Dragonite should be able to take the first hit of whatever it is indeed he wants to be doing. Should it be faster? But if it's Braviary going first, then, well, you're going to be comfortable taking the first hit because, well, Assault Vest and multi-skill. And there you go. There is the Terra Psychic from the Braviary from Lucy, which will provide that expanding force damage. Now comes the Terra as well from Woody. Woody's going to go ahead and terrestrialize the Dragonite to that flying typing, so he probably just wants to get a Terra Blast out there instead of an Ice Spinner because, well, Terra Blast should knock out whatever it chooses because it's our child. Oh, this is a big turn from this, indeed, from this Braviary. This expanding force will be coming out. Never mind, our child on protect, so it's going to come down to whether or not this Terra Blast flying should knock out the Braviary for Woody. This expanding force will come out. It's helping him boosted, Psychic Terrain boosted, Terra boosted, but it's against multi-scale and the Assault Vest for the Dragonite. Yep, takes it very well. It will also take some Life Orb damage. Wait, that's interesting. Okay, so Terra Blast comes out. It will not knock out the Braviary, but I believe that... Hold on a minute. Life Orb activated, but Sheer Force is active. Meaning, shouldn't Life Orb should not happen? I actually had to answer that question. Yeah, it might be a Teamsheet error, actually. I need someone to I need to have someone to confirm that for me, because I'm pretty sure that's how Sheer Force was Life Orb works, because Sheer Force prevents the Life Orb recoil for whatever reason, because we've seen Landers do that in past formats. Why is Braviary taking damage from Life Orb? Alright, well, we're gonna go into the next thing, which is gonna be the King Yama switching in here in front of that expanding force. Okay, it is gonna be another helping hand expanding force coming out from this Braviary. From this Needy, helping it out. And our Chalodon gets a double protect, interestingly enough. So it will survive another turn, and this expanding force is unfortunately wasted. Yeah, there we go. There is the expanding force not taking damage onto the King because of that dark typing. I think there's still one more turn of Shurker and one more turn of Terrain, so probably going to need a triple protect in order to get into a point of which we could go for the Heat Wave now. Huh. I always thought it was different because of the Landorus. Oh yeah, there's the triple protect failing from... Okay, I got a little something that happened thanks to his production. We can see a triple protect unfortunately failing. And there's the Heat Wave. Oh, not enough to knock out the King Yemen in a single hit. Maybe that was the turn to go for the helping hand. Our Chalodon goes down there. Okay, now I'm confused. Okay, well, now confused at the King Yemen taking the knockout there with the Assurance. But it will knock out the King Yemen back because of the Rocky helmet that indeed he held. So, why didn't it take Life Orb damage on that turn? That's actually hilarious. It took Life Orb damage from Expanding Force. Oh, wait, no. It makes sense now. Expanding Force doesn't have a secondary effect. I think that's what it is. Okay, so barring that, now we have Dragonite coming in here for Woody as the last Pokemon, and Gallade is the last Pokemon for Lucy. I think Lucy, she's got this because, well, it isn't necessarily that this Braviary is in trouble. I mean, both these Pokemon, look, the Gallade specifically cannot protect, but I believe this Braviary has enough steam with that Expanding Force to connect onto the Braviary, onto the Dragonite, and knock it out. This actually just comes down to whether or not Braviary gets an... Oh, wait. The Psychic... I think Psycho Cut might actually... No protection of Braviary. Friend of Braviary. Down it goes to the extreme speed. It comes down to whether or not this goes wait for Trick Room or wait for Psycho Cut. Because I believe Psycho Cut KOs from this range with the Sharpness boost and the Stab that it has just from being a Psychic type. It is Psycho Cut. Is it enough? It is! Lucy Parker takes game number 1. And Lucy once again, Lucy's game plan is just like really simple because, well, she wants to at least get that Trick Room up, and when you get Trick Room up, you need to be aggressive as soon as it goes up, because, well, this Archalodon only had like one turn to be aggressive, which was with the Flash Cannon, and it spent the rest of its time going for, it spent the rest of the game just going for Protect to get out of the Trick Room and the Psychic Terrain, and, unfortunately on the third one, it didn't get out. And now we're going to head into game number 2, and I think the game. I'm pretty sure I liked. I liked the game plan from game number 1 here from Woody. The problem is just like, I think the problem was actually just targeting, because, well, Hattering wasn't really the. It is an issue, but I don't think it goes down to an Electro Shot. So I think the main issue was, in fact, that Hattering. I mean, the Indeedee, because, well, Indeedee's bulky enough to just do whatever it wants. As well as... you know, being able to set up the Trick Room without much issue. Because, well, if you set up Trick Room, then... I'll just go for it. It's so easy to get lost in that, you know. Again, the game is just set up Trick Room, win. For Woody, you gotta get aggressive and select your targets with good reason, because, well, you targeted the Hatterene. I don't think it was ever gonna go out into an Electro Shot. I think the better play might have been to double up into the Indeedee slot, but at the same time, both Indeedee and Hatterene both threaten Trick Room, so... If you threaten Trick Room, the problem just becomes, well, who Trick Rooms and who doesn't Trick Room? Alright, game number 2 leads. We see different stuff from both these trainers. We see Indeedee Gallade from Lucy as her lead. Woody is going to be leading that Annihilate plus Dragonite combination, and this is a choice card for Annihilate, so it will be able to at least go for a final gambit and take out one of these two Pokemon. I think preferably it should be able to go ahead and try to knock out Indeedee, because I think Indeedee is the bigger issue in terms of support, because, well, Helping Hand does a lot of damage to boost its partner, and Gallade, although you can say it's a problem, it won't be a problem if it gets targeted with a Terra Blast from this Dragonite, and even if Gallade Terras, you are in a trouble position, because, well, if Gallade Terras, it's a grass type, so, yep, there is the Follow Me coming out. I believe this should be Final Gambit from this Annihilate. And if it is Final Gambit, it will take itself out. It also will take the Indeedee down with it. And should this be Terra Blast flying from this Dragonite, it will knock out the Gallade no matter what, because even if you tear it away from weakness, you're still weak to it, because Grass is still weak to flying. There's the Terra Blast. There is no Focus Sash in sight. Down goes Gallade. And now comes the Archalodon from Woody, and this is the issue with Lucy's team, because, again, you don't have to Trick Room anymore, so... Oh no! The Trick Room would have been nice for Carbonadil, because Carbonadil is one of the more slower Pokemon in the entire game of Pokemon, and without Trick Room, it's kind of a sitting crab, because it's weak to Flash Cannon, you have Electro Shot for the Braviary, it's also... Carbonadil's also weak to Flighting because of that... The flying because of the fighting typing that has Ice Fighting as the typing. I don't know if there's a way that Lucy wins this game without proper targeting within the next coming turns. This Terra is either going to be the Braviary to Psychic or the Carbonadil to Steel. It's Braviary to Psychic to make sure that it's no longer weak to Electro Shots. And not only that, now it's touching terrain, so you're able to at least not get touched by Extreme Speed anymore, should that be the option. Is Electro Shock coming out from this Archalodon? This, I don't think it should be KOing anything, not a Braviary to tear it away from weakness. In comes the special attack boost, in comes the Power Herb. Who did it target? Targeted a Carbonadil, actually, so it should be better off taking it. Yeah, it's going to take at least 50% HP from total. Ice Spinner, that's actually smart because it was already super effective against the Braviary, but now that it's neutral, it's still taking it beautifully, but Psychic Terrain's now gone, meaning this Expanding Force is going to be a lot weaker than it should be. It comes that Expanding Force into the multi-scales Assault Vest Dragonite, it is going to take it beautifully, and because it's not a secondary effect, because Expanding Force does not have a secondary effect, and it won't take Life Orb chip damage, but there goes the Ice Hammer as Lucy goes ahead and Axis as well. It's going to knock out the Dragonite because it's still weak to Ice even after the Terrestrialization. It will drop the Crabominal's speed by 1, however. And the last Pokemon from Woody is that Kingambit, which I think puts Woody in a position for him to win the game on the spot because you have a +1 attack boost. Special attack boost, excuse me, into the Crabominable, plus you have a Sucker Punch available against the Braviary, so I think this game's going to go to a Game 3. And once you do, this should be a great set coming in here, but this just emphasizes an issue with Lucy's team, you know. I said this for the 3rd time already right now, which is, if you set up Trick Room, you need to take advantage of it, but if you don't set up Trick Room, you're losing. And that is exactly what happened here. Woody Gilbertson gonna take this game to game 2 win and move on to game 3, tied 1-1. Alright, and now let's head into this game number 2 here. Game 3, excuse me. So this will be our first game 3 of the night. And it's an interesting game 3 because, again, this is a 50-50 battle. And I think Woody had the right idea with that game 2 lead because, like, you're doing a lot with this team, which is, considering the proportions, is all you need. With the Annihilate lead, then you're able to launch that final gambit into one of the Trick Room setters, ideally Indeedee, which freed the Dragonite to go for that Terra Blast flying into a fighting type Blade, which is weak to it, and even if it terrestrialized, it would have been weak to that grass typing. And now we go into this game 3 here. I think the lead's gotta be different from Lucy because Indeedee Hatterene provided a little bit of leeway against that Dragonite because I'm pretty certain that Terra Blast Flying should never knock out Hatterene. Meaning you could just go follow me Trick Room and just be fine. I guess I also just want to send the reading of do I survive Flash Cannon if they lead the Archaludon? Because if you don't lead Archaludon, then yeah, this is an awkward situation for both players because, like, Lucy's got to lead perfectly, Woody's got to lead to counter. This game probably will be decided on turn 0. Heading into the leads. And here comes that game number 3 here, our first of the night, and maybe not the last one. This is our final round of Swiss too, so whoever wins this, I believe, also makes top cut. Which is a very big deal heading into this final round, as we're going to see that Indeedee Hatterene lead once again from Lucy from game number 1 into game number 3. Woody going to lead the game 2 lead of Annihilate and Dragonite. And I think this is a safer lead from Woody specifically because, well, you're not having the issue of, for Lucy, excuse me, because, well, I think you can get away with going for Follow Me Trick Room because I do not believe Dragonite has enough offensive capabilities to knock out a Hatterene in a single hit with Terra Blast. But I could be wrong. And, yeah, that is a better move to consider because, well, you go for the Ice Spinner, you get rid of the Psychic Terrain, if you get rid of Indeedee, you can never get it back, meaning Expanding Force is just a single target move. There's the terrestrialization coming out from Woody. It will be that Dragonite once again to that flying typing, just in case this Saturn decided not to go for Trick Room, instead go for the Dazzling Gleam. But what, how many times have I said that this is a dangerous turn for both these players? Indeed, does go for the Follow Me, meaning this Indeedee is going to redirect this final gambit away from this Hatterene. And now, do you go for the Ice Spinner to get rid of the terrain, or do you try to knock out the Hatterene in a single hit with Terra Blast flying? And if you ask me, I think the better move is the Ice Spinner, because you know for a fact this Terra Blast is not going to KO. Yeah, there you go. You're going for the Ice Spinner, you get rid of the terrain. Lucy's never going to get it back. And depends on what this Hatterene does, but it has to be Trick Room coming out. It is indeed that Trick Room. And with that Trick Room being set, it's interesting to see what will be the final Pokemon, 2 Pokemon left from Lucy, because as we see, it's our Charlodon King Gambit from Woody, which is good against the Braviary, but not that great into Gallade or Crabominable. Lucy is going to bring out the Braviary, so there's one problem, which is you're no longer resistant to Heat Wave. And it comes a Charlodon from the side of Woody, so Terra's available to at least make Electroshock neutral, which I think Electroshock actually has a meaningful usage against the Hatterene this turn, where you could just launch it into the Hatterene, potentially knock it out, if not, put it in range of the Stream Speed for later, then launch Terra Blast flying into Braviary to make it easier for our Charlodon to take it out. For Braviary, I think you gotta go Heat Wave here, because Expanding Force, although it will break the Multiscale out of the Dragonite, I think Hatterene's going to do that for itself, because with the Dazzling Gleam, it should be able to at least break this. First of all, break the Sturdy for the Charlodon, because that's his ability, and second of all, break the Multiscale and the HP buff that it provides to the Dragonite. Here's Terra from Lucy. I believe this should be Psychic into the Braviary, yeah, just to make sure you're not with an Electroshock on the off chance that it was gone for. And here comes Dazzling Gleam from this Hatterene. It will not. Oh, it actually did a lot of damage to our Charlodon, actually. It will go down in this Heat Wave, which will be doing very minimal damage to the Dragonite here with the Assault Vest, even though Multiscale was indeed broken. Here's Terra Blast from this Dragonite. It is going after the Hatterene, so it is going to make the matchup easier into the King Gambit. And unfortunately, Hatterene hangs on with a sliver of HP, but again, with Psychic Terrain gone, Lucy is in a tough spot, especially now with this King Gambit in play for Woody. And so, with Woody, you have to well, both these Pokemon can protect. But with the remaining turns of Trick Room, I think the Mind Game is just simple for Woody. You got priority to stop the Trick Room, so you Sucker Punch the Braviary to make sure that it's keeping itself honest, and Extreme Speed to knock out the Hatterene to just stay there. And this could be a very dangerous situation for every player, because if Lucy gets it wrong, she loses. If Woody gets it wrong, he loses, in a sense. So with 10 seconds left of this time, Woody is making their final position, which we protect from the Hatterene of Lucy, as she wants to preserve it for a little bit longer. I believe this also might be protected from the Braviary. No, it will be first of all be Extreme Speed from this Dragonite into the Hatterene to protect. Sucker Punch lands onto the Braviary. It survives on very low HP. Oh, this Heat Wave hits the King Gambit. It avoids the Dragonite. It connects into the King Gambit. Does not knock out, unfortunately, thanks to that natural bulk that it has, and the fact that it's Terra Psychic and not Terra Fire, even though it was sheer force boosted. And this is an even weirder situation now for Lucy, because now Braviary can get Extreme Speed it should choose to, and Hatterene could be the one getting hit with a Sucker Punch. What happens here? Because this Dragonite's still in a very safe spot. Yeah, Hatterene's gotta switch out here for Lucy's final Pokemon, which will be revealed to be that Gallade. And, well, if it was a Sucker Punch into that slot, then yeah, you got no damage there, unless of course it was Dragonite. This Braviary going for the Protect to make sure it survives another turn. I believe there's only one turn left to Trick Room as well. Extreme Speed, great damage into the Gallade, but unfortunately not enough to take a knockout, and King Gambit's gonna Sucker Punch it into the air. Alright, one turn left to Trick Room here for Lucy, and this King Gambit, again, I think it's forced to go for Sucker Punch because, well, you're threatened by the Gallade, which I'm not even sure if Sucker Punch knocks out the Gallade. I think there's a pretty good chance that it will. Which means I think your move is to Extreme Speed the Braviary and Sucker Punch the Gallade. Because it at least would get you into a position. You're spamming priority moves for as long as you can, you know. If you PB max them, then good. Then you're in a very fantastic spot to just launch them as much as you want. Yeah, there you go. Extreme Speed into the Braviary. It gets knocked out. We're probably going to be seeing a Sucker Punch into the Gallade slot. So if this tails the Gallade, it's Woody's game to win. If it's not, it's going to have to be the Psycho Cut into the Dragonite to KO. It is not enough to KO, unfortunately. There's a Psycho Cut into the Gallade, from the Gallade into the Dragonite. That's a critical hit. That gets knocked out. No, and now the game, I think, is over because, well, first of all, the Trick Room dimensions return to normal. This Gallade, I believe, is still faster than the King Gambit, meaning he can just launch the Sacred Sword. Or, yeah, no, the game's over because, well, this King Gambit can't knock out every Pokemon. It has to knock out one of the two, meaning the other one gets to launch a free attack into this King Gambit. I think that is going to be the writing on the wall. Sucker Punch knocks out the Gallade. Okay, this Hattering goes with Trick Room. I believe Woody wins the game because you're into a situation in which you have to go for Sucker Punch for the rest of the game. Instead, it's Dazzlingly Lucy Parker gonna win round number 4 with a 2-1 win. Congratulations to Lucy for winning that set, and I believe that secures her a top cut finish here at Psycho Circuit Plays for our third Autumn Challenge. And we're going to find out the rest of the top cut slots. This was the last round of Swiss. Every top cut slot is finished, and we'll be right back to get you our top tables right after this.